Hello everyone and welcome to Don't Be Bored. A few months ago I interviewed Evan as part of the Tabletop Tea Time series where a load of creators get together, and I'd highly advise you go and check that series out because you get to see loads of different creators talking about board game topics. But I interviewed Evan about his own channel and a bit about himself as well, and I thought you guys might want to see it again, sort of outside of the Tabletop Tea Time show. So without further ado, let's pass over to Evan to tell you a little bit about himself and his channel.
Hi Oliver, I'm eVanDiesel, or eVanDiesel as you may have heard somewhere around the internet, but you can just call me Evan. Over on my channel, well, we just do board game videos for the fun of it, because I guess we enjoy talking about them. But I also do a weekly unboxing over there, which highlights a game that maybe no one's ever heard of, or a lesser known game, and just kind of with some music backed. And it's not a very long video, but it kind of gets the word out on maybe some things that less people know about. But aside from that, we like talking about games, I guess. So sometimes we do we're doing our top 3 countdown of the alphabet. We're slowly getting our way through that, and we're nearing the end. So we're gonna get there eventually. I guess we don't really do anything regularly other than that. So yeah, that about sums it up.
You certainly show off some unique games, but what would you say is your favourite game and your favourite mechanism?
Whenever anybody asks me what my favorite game of all time is, I always go to Eldritch Horror. It's a game I fell in love with pretty early on when I started getting back into board games. I don't know, I love the epic feel of it where you're traveling all over the world and fighting monsters and horrible things are happening, and it's an epic all-day experience. But honestly, I have not played it in almost 2 years now. So is it still my favorite game of all time? I still really love it, and I still really hold it in high regard. But maybe if I ever get around to doing a top 100, we'll see if it's still the number one. As far as mechanisms go, I really like engine builders. That's something that Eldritch Horror does not have. And a good example for that would be Fields of Green. I like when there's when you're putting these cards all over the table and you're using one to trigger another one, like you got to pump this water to feed these, to water these crops, and then to feed the animals, and then to whatever, get all kinds of points through different things like that. So an engine building game is always super satisfying for me.
Some cool choices there, and we definitely need to see a top 100 video series from you because that would have some unique games on it, I'm pretty sure of that. Now for a fun one, what game has the best meeple in it?
Well, my favorite meeple is technically a seeple, and that is contained in this game right here, Aqua Garden. Now, Uchiba makes the best meeples you've ever seen. Like seriously, hands down, like nothing is better than what they do. And there is such a variety of fish and sea creatures and sea life and plants and all kinds of strange things like that in this game. But there's one that stands out, and it's this whale right here. This is probably my most favorite meeple of all time. I love this guy. What's not to love? Look at him. So I love him.
What game did you play last?
The last game I played was this one right here. It's called Lucky First Incense. In this game, you have like a handful of cards that are family members. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to be the first ones to light the incense at the beginning of the Chinese New Year, which I guess brings you good luck. And it's really fun because you're playing cards face up and face down, and then they kind of square off against each other, tournament style, to see who can get to the spot first to light the incense. And there's all kinds of like special powers, and like you can use your incense to like activate special abilities. And yeah, I don't know, it was a heck of a lot of fun. That was it.
On trend there with a game I've never played. Now, what sort of hobbies do you have outside of board gaming?
One hobby that stuck with me my whole life, well, that is watching movies. Man, there's nothing I like more than just sitting on this couch watching some flicks. Usually it's when everyone else is asleep because the movies I like to watch, well, maybe aren't so family friendly. But you know what? I've grown up watching movies. I love going to the theater to watch movies, even though I don't do it as much anymore. But, enough of that. Let's check out what I've been watching lately. Let's see here. We got Tetsuo the Iron Man. This is one of my favorites right here, Hanabi, which is funny because there's a game called that, but I knew it from that movie first. We got Alucarda, which this movie is wild. And then here's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, underrated, probably one of my most favorites. And then we have House, not the American one, but the Japanese one. This movie is crazy. And then I recently, one of my all-time favorite movies is called Delamore, which is of love and of death. Or of death and of love. I guess I said that backwards. But this is one of my absolute favorites. It's kind of a zombie-ish movie. It's got Rupert Everett in it, and basically he runs a graveyard where everyone comes back to life, and so he has to re-kill them every night. It's a fantastic movie. I have a huge passion for movies, that's for sure.
As you can tell from that, Evan's film tastes are a bit like his board game tastes. They are slightly eclectic, weird and wonderful. And well, let's celebrate everyone's sort of likes and dislikes when it comes to games, because everyone likes different things, and that means you can like a game that I dislike and the other way around. That's what board gaming is all about, right? Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this interview again. Like I said, it was previously part of the Tabletop Tea Time series that we run on the channel. Do go and check that out. And while you're checking things out, Evan and Grayson have done an entire alphabet series. They went through every letter of the alphabet and they did their top games on that letter. I'd highly recommend it over on Evan's channel. Go and watch that out, and there might be a special video where someone might feature at some point as well. So go and check that entire series out, obviously full alphabet length, every video going to a different letter, so do go check that out, and until next time, have a fabulous day gaming.